Now, recently our reporter Rachel Davis went to interview the Perfect Disaster. Despite having a lot of great records out to much critical acclaim, aren't the band worried that they're still not that well known?
Yeah, the one thing that doesn't worry me is that we haven't been hyped to death. You know, no one's expecting like anything from us, so we do consistently make good records and we're just building, you know. We've got a strong foundation. We're not sort of being hyped out of existence and like got to live up to any sort of like what the press wants. So, you know, I really couldn't care about what the press think about us, really. We're just going to carry on doing what we want to do.
Well, that's what I was just going to say, that, I mean, you have been around, you've been making good records and everything. Don't you feel a little bit bitter that, you know, you're not more well-known? You know, mention it to a lot of people, the band, and a lot of people aren't going to know the Perfect Disaster.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. A lot of people see us as a new band, and like you say, we've been around for a long time. Just something we've got to live with, you know.
I think we just want success on our own terms, really. You know, we don't want to be sort of built up.
I think we just really want to carry on playing music that we really are really into. I know, I mean, a lot of bands might say that, but that's the primary, you know, reason for doing it, is just to stick to our guns, you know, and enjoy what we do. And it's going to take a lot of different directions as well. It's not just going to be carbon copy of what's already gone before, and we're going in a lot of different ways at the moment.
I'd hate to be some sort of like ephemeral image band, hit machine, blah, blah, you know, that just wouldn't interest me at all.
We are going to work with Stock Aitken and Waterman.
Yeah. But
they know that.
No.
No, it's not the same people.
Just like three geezers we know called Stock Aitken and Waterman. We're going to get them together and ask them to produce our next album. Yeah?
Should be interesting.
Yeah, neither of them have ever had any experience, so it should be quite good.
Why would you say you're in the band? Do you think it's for artistic or egotistic reasons?
Good question.
Very good question.
Yeah. Difficult one.
Last Wednesday.
What's that supposed to mean?
Anything you like. I always say last Wednesday when I can't answer a question. No, ever since I was a bub, a wee bub, a wee sprog. No, ever since I was a youngster, my brothers were into really good music. And I decided that I wanted to be like in a group, and I used to sort of perform with an empty sort of toilet roll holder, you know, to my brother's tape recorder, you know. And I just really wanted to be in the Spencer Davis group. You know, they was...
You wanted to play fuzz guitar and keep on running, didn't you?
Right, I did, yeah. So, that was it, really. I just wanted to be in the group. I can remember getting a good hiding, actually, once from... My brother had sort of got this new tape recorder thing for his birthday and had spent, like, hours taping his friends' Rolling Stones albums. And I sort of, one day when he was out, thought, well, I'd quite like to be a DJ, you know. So I thought I've added this commentary between every track, but I wasn't quite technical enough to sort of get the grasp with the stuff. So, you know, I sort of cut the endings off of all the songs, and like when I listened back to it, I actually said the same thing about 30 times, you know. But, you know, these things.
DJs are
like. Yeah, I could have got a job on Radio 1 actually with that sort of stuff, couldn't I?
Now then.
Dan, you once said in the press that an audience there to be spanked. What did you mean by that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a flippant comment,
yeah.
Rachel.
I'm sure you know. But
yeah.
I mean,
well, his private life does often spill into his public life, you see.
No, what I meant by that was like the audience, if they like it, they like it. I mean, London audiences are so strange, you know. They really have got an indifferent attitude to the band, even though they might be loving it. You know, they'll still stand there and they'll refuse to look as though they're enjoying themselves. So we just stopped worrying about them so much. You know,
They're a
when we go
little
up there,
bit
it's like
blasé,
when we
aren't
go
they?
on stage, it's like us versus them. You know, we know that and get sort of hyped into that, and yeah,
We do enjoy it when people like us, you know. We're not a bunch of old sourpusses, you know what I mean? But
I've been able to smile on stage before.
yeah,
I think it was.
90.
Yeah.
But also, Phil, you said that you shouldn't pander to people. And don't you think that that's being a little bit arrogant when you think that people who are there to paying to come and see you, or they're
Well,
buying the
you know,
records?
they don't. Well, we're just in a position of, you know, headlining gigs and people specifically coming to see us. A lot of gigs we've been doing over the last 3 or 4 years, we've been, you know, we've had nothing to lose. We've been supporting, and you know, they really weren't expecting us. You know, so we've just got to leave an even image, you know, make an impact and get out. That's all we've been doing.
I think that to put your best music across and to give your audience their best, you've got to be playing something that you really love and enjoy. So, you know, your first move is that you've got to play music that you really love, and then if they see that you're enjoying it, they see you're into it and totally committed, they're more likely to have a lot of respect that they otherwise probably wouldn't have had if you was just to go on stage and say, oh, well, sorry, we're out of tune, you know.
Apologise for being
you know, this
cringy,
is a love
yeah.
song, but I'm sorry I'm telling you about it, you know what I mean?